This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
Yo, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Supervillains Podcast. You already know it's the podcast where even if you're a superhero, you're a villain to someone. And we are back with episode 45. Coming fresh off of episode 44. Y'all go and check that out. It's on YouTube. Yeah. Everywhere, all you DSPs, y'all go check that out. If you ain't subscribed already, you already know what to do. Smash the subscribe button. And we back, man, for another one. Special day today. You know what I'm saying?
Long anticipated. You know,
man,
been talking about this for a while now.
Been waiting and ready, man, and it's finally here. If y'all don't know, you know, Doctor Strange 2, it dropped today, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
It's the early screenings.
Well, it technically is gonna be today because we dropped this on Friday. So,
yeah.
So for all and purposes.
Yeah. So y'all, when y'all see this, when the episode drops, which will be Friday, y'all check it out. And this will be, you know, where y'all can come and get our opinions and hear us talk about the film and other things. We'll get into some other things too. But you know, we gotta start it off with the event. Yeah. You know, the main event, man. So we here to talk about it. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, man. We'll go ahead and jump right into it, man.
So go ahead,
let's give our opinions.
How you feel about it?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I will say, not necessarily I would say a letdown.
I know you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
But I would just say, I guess for me, I was just more so and it's not the film's fault, but it's more so, I guess, I'm just ready to dive more into the consequences of the multiverse.
Gotcha.
Situations that happen mainly in Loki, and then events that were also led into with No Way Home. Mm-hmm. So I think going into the film, I expected to dive into those consequences a little bit more, which that could be me just getting ahead of myself, just the excitement for it. But I will say this was a Doctor Strange film.
Gotcha.
You know, and it was a good one. So I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. What about you?
I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I was blown away.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away. That would be a lie. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed it for what it was. It's an all around good film.
Yeah.
I think the biggest, if a ball was dropped, it's the trailers. The trailers gave us way too much, and I felt like if they would have saved that and just showed us America Chavez, and that was the only person in the trailer, I think what we got would have been a hell of a, we would have felt it more. Whereas we seen all these things in the trailer, so outside of the trailers, for me, it didn't give me that.
Gotcha.
That extra oomph I was looking for, because I don't know why it keeps on replaying back in my head, but walking to that film, the little trailer that got Benedict Cumberbatch talking about the film, and he was like, "This changes everything," and that keeps on replaying. This changes everything. So for me, honestly, two things. Number one, I thought I was gonna get our big bad, or I thought I was gonna get like, "Oh shit, this person might be our big bad." And then number two, the cameos were cool.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, they really didn't have any substance to them because, well, you know what happened.
And, so, and I think we'll get into that, and I'll give my opinion on that. Yeah.
But I feel like those two things, I felt like could have elevated the film. But of course, I don't know what direction they're going in.
Yeah.
I felt like before we even got Spider-Man, when they were saying that our villains are gonna be more cosmic, They're gonna be more cosmic and everything. I kind of think they lied to us, though.
I don't think so, bro.
I think, cause I think. Let me ask you this: Do you look at the cosmos and the multiverse as one and the same? Because I think, for me, I look at the multiverse being more micro than outer. I think
The multiverse is being micro.
No, what? But I'm about to explain it why. Because I feel like when you talk about the quantum realm and all that stuff, I feel like that has to deal with more multiverse. So I feel like the multiverse is more of a like an internal thing, whereas galactic is like worldly things. This has nothing to do with worlds. It's having to do with Earth in another dimension. So it's in the same planet in another dimension. Like, to me, that's inner. For me, I don't know. To you, it might be outward, but for me, when I think of we're going more galactic and outer space, I think like, okay, most of this shit gonna be on spaceships.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't look at it that way. I mean, too, I feel like we just gotta, like I said, I think the way they were setting up things, we kind of getting ahead of ourselves because like we're only like 4 or 5 films in.
Yeah. But with 4 or 5 films, we have no direction. I wouldn't
say that.
I think in the very beginning, 5 films in, we had somewhat of direction. We had the introduction, which that's easy because we don't know these characters. We're getting introduced to these characters.
Right.
Well, you can't tell me how the Eternals, how Spider-Man, the only 2 films that touch each other are Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Explain the Eternals.
I think for what with Spider-Man, I feel like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, that's a story within itself. Like kind of like an arc within itself supposed to be. Versus like the Eternals is still like overarching.
Okay, what about Shang-Chi?
Story. Shang-Chi, I think also too. I think that's still overarching as well because with the ending of Shang-Chi, we don't know what that beacon was.
But is that before or after this though?
What you mean?
Like when they went and got Shang-Chi, I thought we were gonna see Shang-Chi in this movie. I thought he was gonna do like a funny cameo, like towards the end or something.
Right.
But I want to know, when was the events of the end of Shang-Chi? When was this in the storyline?
Right.
Because for me, it feels like if you're the way you're filming the movies, one would think that Shang-Chi happened first, and then this happened.
Yeah, I think that Shang-Chi happened first.
So where's Shang-Chi in all this? Because Shang-Chi was last seen with them.
Wong. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now we done got that Spider-Man, and literally all of them having to do like I think Wong probably had more cameos than anybody. Wong done been in damn 3 of the 4 movies.
Yeah, I think it's still time to figure it out because like it's so much going on, right? Like you got to think before we really got to our overarching arc for the first. It took like 3 phases to really get through the first overarching arc.
But I think because I think the first one was ground, land, and I felt like after they introduced everybody and we got the first Avengers, we had a direction.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to do it all over again. You got to.
Only Shang-Chi the only new character.
Yeah, so you got new characters that you still got to add along with the story that's still going. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, listen, the next film and the next
Thor
next shows, could, you know what I'm saying?
So you think Thor gonna then play a tie into this?
Yeah, it's gonna tie in to the overarching thing, which I feel like will get more into the cosmos. I mean, Thor is cosmic anyway, so it's
I think literally from my point of view, it looked like we got 4 different movies, 4 different storylines. Because the crazy thing is remember. And I'm still trying to figure out how this spell work. I know, okay, everything happened, but he doesn't know who Spider-Man is. They don't know who Peter Parker is.
Right.
So everything still happened. Spider-Man is just Spider-Man.
Right.
Not Peter Parker. Right? Okay. So, because that was confusing me too. Like, when he was like, oh, we have a Spider-Man. Shoots web out of his butt. No, I don't know. Well, but all that stuff, I was like, wait, where is Spider-Man in all this? Because it like they're all different. They're in the same goddamn city.
Nah, see, if you like, you can't.
Now I don't think they're gonna post it every time.
Yeah,
walk
nah, you
around
don't.
the corner,
Yeah, like
walk around the corner and be like, hey.
Yeah, because if we start doing that, then we gonna be like,
yeah, I don't want to bump into each other. But at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the first phases, dog, they more connected than this one. This one, which, like I say, I know we're only 5 films in.
Yeah. You just gotta. I think you gotta give it time, and then because for instance, if Kane isn't gonna be the big bad, I feel like they're setting him up more than just say Loki was our first like big threat, right?
Mm-hmm.
To where we had to have an Avengers movie. Like if they're setting Kane up to be something like that or whatever his story is, it's probably gonna take a little more time to set that up all the way. So I feel like they just setting different plot points up, and Kane might be that first block until we get to the next guy. You know what I'm saying? So you're setting up that, then at the same time you're setting up certain things in Shang-Chi, which might be like way bigger than we know. With the end of that, then we might be like, oh, now that shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Versus
now, I think there's some they play a part because I think the dimension shit, I think that has to do with the multiverse too. The dimensions and the multiverse. I think they all play a part. So I think Shang-Chi does have some, multiverse level stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
I mean, it might even, like I say, even with the beacon, the shit might be on some cosmic thing that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So, because they don't know anything about. Even Captain Marvel was like, I ain't never seen nothing like this. I can't even tell you where to start. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm just, and it's another thing that's throwing a monkey wrench for me.
What's that?
All them damn Disney shows. So, because they're supposed to be damn space gaps. I'm like, dog, what the fuck do these have to do with anything?
I think as far as those, I mean, even with that, you're setting up ancillary characters, but the main ones, I mean, really is WandaVision and Loki, which is going to set up, I feel like, big events just in the MCU in general. And then we'll see whatever they do with the other characters. You know, of course, you got Falcon and Winter Soldier that's already established. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what they do with the other characters and what they will mean. But
so let me ask you this: Did it live up to what you were expecting?
I would say this. I would say I felt like, because I'm so antsy to really get to the consequences of the timeline being unraveled and all that, I would say my expectations were too high.
Got you.
Right?
Okay.
Instead of, it's like I'm almost looking at this in a way, I think my expectations was almost like Avengers level type of movie where I should be like, no, this is Doctor Strange's story.
Gotcha.
And still furthering his story. And some of Wanda's story as well. If I was at that level, I don't think, I feel like my expectations were too high. Instead of like, I got to bring it back down to ground level to a certain extent because they're still building for this next.
But let me ask you this. With that being said, you think there's going to be more Avengers movies?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All these people saying they're not Avengers.
Shit, when the right threat comes, your ass got to be an Avenger. You know what I'm saying?
Because what's name said that Doctor Strange is not an Avenger.
Yeah. When the right threat comes, you got to be.
It's kind of weird though, but in the movie, he was joking about getting somebody back on the lunchbox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So hey, they something.
Yeah.
But another question I had for you. So, if your expectation was too high, how do you feel about the introduction of Amanda Chavez? Do you think she's gonna have a big role, small role? Where do you think she's gonna stack up?
I don't think it's hard to really say, man. It's hard to really say what they're gonna do with her. But gut feeling, I don't think they're gonna set up to be like
Important.
as important. You know, she'll probably play have a good role going forward, but I don't think it's gonna be like super important. I mean, her powers are big though.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So like in certain moments, she definitely will be important, but I don't think she's gonna be like one of those characters where we're gonna look at her as like the next big six or however many like.
Gotcha.
You know, front man Avengers that they are. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So when you look at everything that played out, and just so y'all know, you know, I think we're doing a damn good job of not like spoiling anything yet. But in the next 10, 20 minutes,
Yeah. We diving in and
Hey,
we
we
gonna let you know. We gonna let you know.
we're
when
gonna
we
let y'all
start.
know. But I'm gonna try to like as long as possible, because honestly, I want to dive into more of before we get to the movie and the spoilers and stuff of how you think this affects going forward with the movies coming that we have. They have planned already, because of course you got Love and Thunder. I think for me, because now we're getting more trailers, I feel like he about to get a curtain call.
Think so?
Yeah, like I think his storyline is like, because I think they're using him. I don't know. I don't want to say a comic relief, but you know he have those things like in the trailer where there's like when Star-Lord was like, man,
Oh,
you gotta
listen,
look at who you
bro.
love.
This is the thing, but for me, I'm kind of on the fence with that character right now because I'm not too much of a fan of saying, okay, this is the rest of his arc. The rest of the way on is comedy guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really,
And that's what I feel like they use him as like a comic relief type dude where he always got to be funny.
yeah. I'm not too much of a fan of that. It didn't really bother. It didn't bother me in Ragnarok, and I liked Ragnarok, but like I don't want this. Okay, so this is what we're doing going forward. But it's almost one of those things where you shoot yourself in the foot, where it's like you kind of stuck doing this because it worked so well, and the film was so successful because of it. It just depends on where they decide to take the story. But I know because of where the character is now, Chris Hemsworth is just like all in on it though. Like I was reading something where they said by the second film, he was losing interest in the character, and because he has such a comedic side to him, Ragnarok is what made him fall in love with the character again.
Gotcha.
And he already said, "Man, I'll play this shit for the rest of my life." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
God damn.
Yeah, like he
saying that shit now, dog.
Hey man, listen,
Cause you know, hey, look, cause it's Disney. At a certain point, they ain't gonna be paying you.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna pay you up here.
I mean, and they already, listen, it's on the scale anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he getting breaded up, but it's always gonna be on the scale after what Robert Downey Jr. did.
Exactly. I don't think he ever gonna reach Robert.
No, nobody else is gonna ever see that kind of.
He ain't gonna get that type of money right there. So my whole thing is, I just feel like with the movies we're getting, and what they're doing in the studio and stuff, I just hope that we still get that Marvel quality, because one of my biggest issues is not with the movie, it's just with what we've been seeing so far. I could tell all of them been directed by somebody different.
Yeah.
Like all of them have different styles of how they shot, and I feel like that's cool.
Yeah,
to
me, honestly, I'm a fan of that, honestly.
Oh, so you like the different?
Yeah. I like the feel of Doctor Strange, the way it felt. Like I said, I'm a fan of what they did with Ragnarok. I'm just not a fan of just making the character. I guess they say within the MCU they want to have like films that are like genre films. So I guess Thor is kind of like part of that comedic area with Guardians as well. So I guess I get it, but I guess you would have different films that are your favorites. Like some to some people, Ragnarok is their favorite MCU film.
No, I think I think it's pretty good though.
No, it is good. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's probably not in my. I don't know where it falls. Probably not in my top 10.
Oh shit, it's definitely my top 10.
Yeah,
well, let me ask you this: which one is your favorite Thor movie? Ragnarok is my favorite Thor movie by far.
I don't know. I recently just looked at part 1 the other day. It's kind of close, bro, for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Ragnarok is great, but like I say, it has a lot more going on. But I did like the way they set up Thor's character in the first one and what he had to do to get back to himself and be worthy.
Gotcha.
But Ragnarok was dope. Like I say, it's close. I'm not sure which one. You know,
I get what you mean by like the comedic stuff, but I ain't gonna lie. I felt like that was the first version of it, so it wasn't that bad. I got no problems with Ragnarok at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I hate that it's kind of like, okay, this is a comedy film.
Yeah, we're gonna keep. This is what we're gonna keep doing with the character.
Nah, I feel you because even in this Doctor Strange, I do like this version of a Marvel movie where it has its comedic. Like scenes where every once in a while you get a joke here and there.
Yeah.
But
which is like the par for every MCU film, pretty much. You know, where you have that comedic element within there somewhere.
Yeah.
They've always had that versus like where you have like the Guardians and Ragnarok, where like kind of like comedic films. So you kind of got that element of it in there. But no, like I say, I definitely like that film. But for Doctor Strange, what if you had to rate it? 1 out of 10, what you giving it?
You want to do 1 through 10 or 1 through 5?
1 through 10, or whichever one you rather do.
10. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. 10, I'll do 10. Because 10 to me is the best gauge.
Okay.
I give it a 7.5.
7.5. 7.5. I got you.
7.5.
Yeah.
Only because the film itself, I like the pace. I really enjoyed the pace because one of my biggest things about movies, even TV shows, is the pace of them. I hate if you got me something that's gonna go slow, I need to be to be continued. Okay, I don't drag slow and then last 30 minutes speed up. So I love the pace of this film.
So is it like the pacing as far as what is it like just moving perfect for you?
Yeah, it's moving perfect for me.
See, and this is the thing. Before you gave it a 7.5. And this is one of these films that I'm seeing like a lot of people. I won't say split. I would say you're gonna have 70% of people that really like this film, and then it's gonna be like a 30 to 35% that don't like it.
Oh yeah,
and what I'm seeing is that people are saying they hate the pacing of the film.
Oh man, I love the pace.
I liked it.
I love the
Let's
pace.
get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I really I liked it. You know what I'm saying?
I like the pace that it gave me a steady pace, and it wasn't like it wasn't rushed.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of them say. It's rushed. It's sloppy.
No, it's
crazy.
No, the crazy thing is to me, if I had to nitpick this film, it's not the to me it's the storyline. I think the storyline has not holes, but I felt like they could have been more creative.
Yeah.
I think how they chose to use his love interest and stuff, that was cute.
Yeah.
But they could have added something.
More. I agree with that.
They could have added something more concrete, more harder. Because number one, you gave us that on What If. So you gave us that storyline. So and this is not really no I guess that is a spoiler. Not
just-
a spoiler. That's like a that's the
But
main spoiler.
if you know, I mean, if you know pretty much every MCU character
has a love interest.
has a love interest,
Yeah.
and you have that story that you follow to a certain degree, so y'all would know that it's going to be something with the
Yeah.
love interest to a certain degree.
Exactly. It's always someone
So-
love. But yeah, I felt like it could have been way more creative. I felt like how they used some of the characters, while I didn't expect it, it also was like once it was given to me, I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't nothing like, I keep on going back to this. At the end credit scene where Thanos says, if you want something done, you gotta do it yourself.
Right.
That gave you goosebumps like, shit.
Yeah.
Or let's see, what's another movie where they gave us somebody Spider-Man gave us all 3 Spider-Men. That was, even though that was leaked like so many times. It still gave you goosebumps. I could still hear the claps in my ears from when that man came closer to that portal.
Yeah.
But how they did it was creative.
Yeah.
Peter Parker. Nobody seen that coming until once he did it and said, "Let me see Peter Parker." I ain't gonna lie. Me, you talked about
I kind of
this.
saw it coming.
You seen it coming?
Yeah.
Me, when he said Peter Parker, once he said Peter Parker and did this, I was like, "That's a setup." Cause why would he say? Peter Parker like that?
Yeah.
Why would he say it like that? So I kind of knew,
Right.
like, okay, that's not Spider-Man that's coming through here.
Yeah.
But
It's Spider-Man, but it ain't Spider-Man.
Exactly. But still, it still gave you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
shit. Like,
But even with that, I think in that case, I think with those characters, man, I think with both of those guys, we are so attached to them to a certain degree. So it's like, even if you knew it, it's like, damn, but we really finna see this shit. We really, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was kind of like, damn, bro, you can't help but have it, man. But I guess for me, if I had to rate it, I probably would give it taking myself out of the expectations that I had. I will give it because if I'm using my expectations, I'm probably at maybe a 7.5. But taking it out, I would say a solid 8.
Okay.
For me. Because
that's not bad. If the expectation only taking out 0.5, that's not bad.
Yeah. It's because because like I said, I can't be disappointed because I was shooting, but it's like if you really look at it, it's like no, it's still furthering Doctor Strange's story.
Which film is better, this one or Spider-Man?
I gotta go Spider-Man just based off of you can't really take away from what a film makes you feel when you're sitting there, and it's like, damn, dog, when you're sitting there and you feel it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah,
you can't.
Hey, listen, I agree with you.
I can't.
I ain't
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
shit. We gave Spider-Man 9s, I think. So it's like,
Hey, listen. I think too, I might be great on my expectation. So I ain't gonna lie, the film might be even lower. Or wasn't it? But because I knew this film was gonna be better than Spider-Man.
Oh, you knew that?
That's what I told myself.
I think I was there too. I think that's why I'm like, if I'm going in, it's like, okay, this film did not meet my expectations, and if I rated it with the expectations that I had, it would be a 7.5. Yeah, which is not bad. Still a good film, right? But
and I'm not even saying that it's a bad film. I don't want nobody to.
Yeah. That's still a good film, right?
It's not a bad film.
Yeah.
All.
That's still a very good film. But taking myself out of it and just taking it away, I'm like, okay, I really enjoyed it. I like the things they did. It's an 8 for me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's an 8.
Okay.
Taking my expectations away and taking myself out of it and not thinking about Loki, not thinking about No Way Home, and just grading it on the film
that's
itself.
Hard. That's hard for me to do.
Yeah, I feel you. Like, I feel you on that. Because I definitely was thinking, like I say, so for me, it's kind of like maybe I'm in a rush, too much of a rush to see the consequence of the multiverse of the multiverse situation that's going on
and if
with
you
it
put
splitting and all that.
If you put it that way, I'm gonna go ahead and say based on just the film itself, it might be 8.5.
It'd be 8.5
on the film itself.
Yeah, just the film itself.
Because I gotta give a whole point away I gotta take away a whole point for what I thought it was. Because I said, I thought it was gonna be better than Spider-Man. But if I had to grade it strictly on what it was, it's an 8.5. It's a hair under Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
I think they both gave us, you got the action you wanted. I feel like, of course, with Spider-Man, of course, his action is going to be a little bit better because he's fucking fighting and he's slinging shit from using web and shit. So his fighting is already going to be more better, I would say. But still, the magic shit, that's cool too.
Yeah, they gave us some cool shit.
I would say the lamest thing in the movie, and it's not a spoiler, the lamest thing is when they start fighting with music. I
like that.
I
like that. And it's not even I don't want nobody to be, you like it just because you do music or nothing.
Yeah,
I thought it was something that was different and creative,
and they kept on doing it too.
And then the thing about it too, now you can say, okay, maybe it dragged them. Maybe the first few things y'all should have did, y'all should have went on to some other shit. Maybe I get that, but then I already know. I'm gonna just wait on new rock stars to break it down. It's something all the way behind that, as far as like what those songs were, because I ain't know what they was playing. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I knew or nothing like that. But new rock stars is gonna break it down and have a meaning behind all that shit, and then it's gonna be like, that's crazy. I already know, so I'm gonna just wait on them to break that down.
Listen,
break down the whole scale and what this meant, what they
gonna have to break it down, because I ain't gonna lie to you, it meant a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I know it's a way deeper. Well, I'm gonna say I'm hoping it's a deeper meaning.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, and the way it drug on, that's the thing. It might be a callback. It might be a callback to something, but I don't think it means it all. It just drug on for too long.
I got you.
And it went on for like what, about 45 seconds?
Yeah, about 45
seconds.
Yeah,
a minute.
Yeah.
I felt like, come on now. You gotta give me something else.
Right.
But to me, that was the down point of the film for me. That's the only thing I probably didn't like. Anything you didn't like?
What didn't I like?
Because after you tell me what you didn't like, we gonna give y'all about 30 seconds.
Is there anything that I did?
30 seconds to get up out of here, and then we about to break this sucker down.
The only thing I probably would say is that, and this is probably like my overall arching thing where I say about my expectations, is I probably just expected to dive into the multiverse a little bit more. So you wanted to understand the multiverse. I mean, it was more so like, I think it was I'm just ready for the consequence, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just ready.
Well, y'all already they said the consequence. They said the consequences of it.
No, I'm ready to see it.
You did see it.
No, we ain't see it yet, bro.
But we did see it.
What?
Hey, y'all got 10 seconds to get off. Then we going straight into spoiler.
Yeah. So so right now we going to get to spoilers right now. So if y'all don't want to see
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.